What is the thing that surprised you the most when you traveled to a country you had never been to before? My girlfriend back home dumped me for some CrossFit guy after 3 years together. I was 24 and felt completely lost. My therapist suggested I reconnect with my heritage since I'd basically ignored that side of my family my whole life. My mom's Japanese, but I grew up in Wisconsin eating cheese curds and talking like everyone else. So I booked a solo trip to Tokyo thinking maybe I'd find myself or whatever. The flight was brutal, but when I got there, something weird happened. Nobody stared at me. For the first time in my life, I wasn't the Asian kid in the room. I could blend in completely. I spoke decent Japanese from weekend classes my mom forced me to take as a kid. So when people talked to me on the street asking for directions or chatting at convenience stores, I just went along with it. They assumed I was local, and honestly, it felt amazing. No weird looks, no questions about where I was really from, just normal interactions. I spent 2 weeks exploring everything. Tiny ramen shops, arcade halls, walking through neighborhoods at night feeling invisible in the best way possible. I started getting cocky about how well I was fitting in. Maybe I really did belong here. One night I was eating alone at this packed ramen counter in Shibuya. Just me and my bowl of tonkatsu trying to look like I belonged. There was this group of salary guys next to me getting pretty drunk and loud. They were maybe in their 30s, ties loosened, laughing at everything. Then this white tourist stumbled in. American, probably, clearly wasted, trying to use chopsticks like drumsticks and dropping noodles everywhere. The guy was a mess, honestly. The drunk businessmen started cracking up and making comments in Japanese. "Look at this stupid foreigner," one guy said, pointing at the tourist. "They come here acting like idiots and expect us to clean up after them." I kept eating, pretending not to listen. But then the guy closest to me looked directly at me and said, "Well, at least this one knows how to shut up and act proper. Probably here hunting for our women, though." My chopsticks froze halfway to my mouth. Did he just say what I thought he said? They kept going. These mixed blood guys are the worst. Think they can come here and steal Japanese girls because they look the part, but they're still foreigners inside. Another one chimed in. "My daughter better never bring home one of these fake Japanese guys. Weak blood ruins everything." The drunk one pointed at me again. "Look at him pretending he can't understand us. Bet he's got some white daddy back in America." They all laughed. I sat there frozen, my face burning hot. In America, kids called me chopsticks and made fun of my mom's accent. Now here I was in Japan being called fake Japanese and weak blood. I threw money on the counter and walked out fast. They were still laughing behind me. I spent the whole night walking around Tokyo feeling like garbage. Didn't matter where I went, I was always going to be the wrong kind of something. The next morning I was still pissed. I found a hair salon and told them to cut off all my black hair and dye what was left bright blonde. Then I went shopping for the most obnoxious tourist outfit I could find. Cargo shorts, loud Hawaiian shirt, baseball cap, the works. That evening I walked back into the same ramen place dressed like every American stereotype you could imagine. Sure enough, the same group of guys showed up and sat in their usual spot. They were already drunk again, being loud and stupid. I waited until they started making fun of another tourist, then turned around in my seat and said in perfect Japanese, "Excuse me, is this the section where racist pieces of shit sit? Or can anyone join?" Their faces went completely white. The guy who called me weak blood started stuttering. You speak Japanese?" "Yeah," I said, standing up. "I also heard every word you said last night about mixed blood and fake Japanese guys. My mom taught me the language. Too bad your parents never taught you basic respect." The whole restaurant went quiet. One of them tried to apologize, but I was already walking out. I could hear them arguing behind me about who said what. I never went back to that place.